Hello and welcome to our second game here in Season 8 of StarLadder Star Series. We are in Day 10, and it's our second game of, indeed, Day 10. So we are going to see Na'Vi versus Alliance. This is the first game that Na'Vi actually play in Star Series. The second game that Alliance plays. Of course, I'm not by myself. I'm joined by two people. One of them is our statsman, the person that you will not see, will not hear. But you'll at least see what he does. He'll be providing you with in-game statistic. It is Nahas. And of course my co-caster is here as well. G Advance, welcome to the broadcast.
Thanks for having me here again.
And I have to say, I mean, I will show the scores. Everybody can see that Na'Vi is actually sitting on one win. That is because 4FC disbanded gave everybody a win from their games that they had to play. So this is their first game, their first stand that they are making. Alliance already has got 2 wins, one of them up against 4FC, of course, as well. But both teams have still got so many games left to play that we really cannot say anything about that
10
yet.
seconds remaining.
By the way, for people that want to see all the Alliance game, you better make sure that you don't miss Friday, because that's 4 Alliance games in a row on Friday. It's insane.
That's a lot of Alliance to watch.
Yup, thought so too. So Na'Vi, they pick up a Luna first. That is kind of unusual. We do have Elder Titan ban, which is not really a surprise. Nature's Prophet against Alliance banned out, not that much of a surprise either. And Alliance banning out 2 of the strong Na'Vi heroes as well. But still, a Luna picked up first. What do you make of it?
Well, the thing is, Alliance recognize one thing about Na'Vi, which is you don't give them Life Stealer at all, ever. Just
Your microphone is not working anymore. So I don't hear you anymore. That was awkward. So when he fixes his microphone, then we can hear him again. But yes, he is absolutely right. You never give a Vosta life stealer, because that's just signing your own death warrant right there. Alliance picked himself up a Visage and an Alchemist. Now we know that EGM plays kind of a mean support Alchemist. If that is going to be the case,
5 seconds
time will tell. Of course, also, Loda has played a lot of Alchemist. I'm not really expecting him to do that this game, though, but as I said, time will tell. I do love the Enchantress pickup already. It just means that we're going to see a lot of aggression coming out from Na'Vi, and Enchantress is the hero to set up that. Hello. I heard you. Now I don't hear you anymore. I also don't see your mouth thing moving from the mumble, so your voice sensitivity is kind of odd or off, or your push start button doesn't work. Hello.
Can you?
Yes.
Is things working now?
Things are working again.
All right. Okay.
Welcome back.
Hello again. Yeah, things cut out then. I don't know what went wrong.
No, we don't know. Well, it is also, I mean, in Na'Vi, they've already banned out 2 of Bulldog's heroes, with the Bounty Hunter removed as well. We still have a Lone Druid in the pool, but I think that Na'Vi is not going to be too sad if Lone Druid gets picked up, because from their heroes right now, Enchantress, early game aggression, pushing power, Luna can push very early on as well, doesn't need that many items to be having a big impact on the game. And Lone Druid needs a lot of time to get online, so Na'Vi, I think they're looking to end this game before that actually happens.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Na'Vi have picked up 2 really strong pushers now. What they will need is somebody in lane who can protect the Luna, as she is very vulnerable during the first few minutes, just to harass damage more than anything else. But Alliance can't really go aggressive versus Na'Vi now, because they have the Enchantress pickup, and anyone who's seen Enchantress knows that hero destroys aggressive tri lanes, one of the best supports for doing that. She goes into the jungle, comes out very quickly, does a ton of damage, as well as coming out with a creep. It's a good draft so far for Na'Vi.
10 seconds
Yeah,
remaining.
I think it's solid too. Puck picked up for mid. I do think there's quite a few heroes that will still be in the pool that actually do well against the Puck, but at least they don't have to deal with S4's Puck, which is also a very scary thing to deal with. And S4's TA, which is a bit of a natural counter to Puck, is... I mean, he's strong on the TA as well, that's for sure, but I feel like he would be stronger on the Puck, for example. But we'll see what Alliance chooses to do. I mean, Storm's still in also, and you can put basically almost anything up against that Puck. Also, if they want to have a bit more passive hero, which sometimes suits S4 as well, they can go for that one. So they don't necessarily need to pick up their mid just straight away, because there's only 1 ban left for Na'Vi, and there's a lot of options for that mid. So I think they're going to be trying to secure themselves a pickup for Admiral Bulldog. We still have a Timber Saw in the pool, And with the Venomancer actually picked up right now, I would expect Alchemist to be picked up by Loda, so no support Alchemist for now.
Yes, and support Alchemist is something that I've seen them run a couple of times, but honestly, Alchemist is a hero who really suits Loda's playstyle, which he farms for a lot more than a lot of other carry players do, and he gets one of the highest CS. Havost and Loda always end up with very high CS scores by the end of the game compared to pretty much every other carry out of there. So yeah, Alchemist is one of the heroes that suits Loda as well, because he does do a lot of farming.
It does mean that we're most likely going to see a safe lane though, which is something that I'm not really too happy about. However, if you have a safe lane, it does sometimes free up your supports to roam a bit more, which I think they're going to be needing to protect their mid, because I'm expecting Puppy on his Enchantress to just go aggressive from very early on. That's his thing, that can just completely disrupt the middle lane, give Dandy that head start that he wants to have, and let him snowball out of control from that point onward. That's something that an Enchantress can do. And on top of that, Enchantress can even just help Dandy in the mid lane by sending down one creep and continue farming on herself. That's the biggest difference that you have with the Chen. You can just send one creep and still continue jungling, rather than Chen, who sends his one creep and then is left without any creeps and can't jungle. But yeah, that's gonna be something to worry about for Alliance. But Visage and Venomancer, I think they can be able to deal with that one, as Doom is the pickup here for Alliance. Are you expecting Doom offlane in this one?
I mean, in this sort of draft, you would expect a Doom offlane. I don't think I've ever seen Loda play the hero, and I mean, it's the typical thing that everyone, not Loda, sorry, Bulldog. It's the typical thing that everyone says about Bulldog, is that he has a limited hero pool, and he has been trying to expand recently. He's played a bit of Elder Titan. I saw him play that before, and he was pretty alright on that. Maybe he's expanding into Doom. I think Doom carry is interesting, particularly because Na'Vi so far don't look like they're going to pick up any other damage dealers. Doom's a nice pickup just because it's very strong versus Puck as well as Wind Ranger, because they're both heroes that have very good escapes, but if they get hit by that silence, there's nothing they can do, they're just going to die.
I guess for Alliance, I mean, in terms of versatility for their lanes, if you really want to mix it up, an Alchemist can go mid as well as a Venomancer. Alchemist is not really that great to go mid because his stun will get phase shifted by the Puck. That's his biggest harass potential, the stun of the Alchemist, so that's not really that ideal. Acid Spray, of course, is kind of nice though, because you can't really phase shift yourself out of that one. Venomancer mid can do okay up against the Puck, but in the mid game he'll kind of fall off, and in that case you have to have some good backup, or good carries to back that up, and a Doom and an Alchemist, I'm not quite sure if they can actually do that. But, I mean, they have got some options. It is at least an unusual hero to draft for Alliance when the Alchemist is already there, presumably for Loda. Na'Vi rather, they ban out the Death Knight, wow, DK, Dragon Knight is another knight. And they kind of indicate with that they are expecting still a mid-hero to be picked up.
Yeah, and for me, it has to be a mid-hero with an escape. You said before about the Enchantress ganks coming along. Wow, they're actually not going to do that. They're going to pick up a Night Stalker. Now, Nahaz will know the stats on this, but I know Night Stalker has a really good win rate versus, in a 1v1 matchup versus a Puck. It's very strong versus the hero. So I like this pickup. He is quite tanky, so he can probably do okay versus these ganks. He will be outlaned to an extent, though. So that's something to think about for S4, is he's not going to be doing as well at first in the mid lane versus Dendi.
Yeah, I'm still just surprised that we're gonna see either, I think we're gonna see Nemo Bullock Doom. He might be rotating into the jungle though. That's of course, I mean, a hero that can rotate into the jungle. It's not the best idea ever, but it's better than not getting anything at all on the top lane, which can be the case. Kuroki with a Rubik, you mentioned that Na'Vi needed a support that could keep the Luna safe. Rubik definitely one of those supports that can do that. He can just pick the target up that was supposed to be going up on Luna and place it down somewhere else, just delaying the chase, and with that getting his Luna home safe. As I really love that Havost actually has the new set. Just with empty sockets, doesn't matter. The new cat is kind of cool, with the tail especially. Look at the fluffy tail.
Oh wow, I didn't even see this set before this, so this is the first time I'm seeing it. It's pretty extravagant.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm not too fond of the headpiece. Like, that's the least favorite part. but I really love the cat. So you know.
The headpiece is like a little bit like you know those show hats that show women will wear with like fruit in it. It reminds me a little bit of that.
Yes, you're right. That does. And the blade is still in S form, so that's good. It's still my leather. Yay. But yes, I mean you're absolutely right. It could just it could be she could be going to a show, being the showgirl. Let's take a look at who's playing what. As we do have S4 disconnecting at the moment, so I'll introduce Navi first. We have got Dondo or Denny playing the puck. Puppy will play the Enchantress. Funnick will go on the Wind Ranger. We have Avost playing the Luna, and last but not least, also with his own set actually, on the Rubik it is Kuroki.
Yeah, and on the side of the Alliance, we do have S4. He's going to be picking up the solo mid Night Stalker. The support combination for the team is going to be EGM and Ake. They're going to be on the Visage and the Venomancer, respectively. Loda is going to be picking up the carry for this team. He is going to be on the Alchemist. And last but not least, Admiral Bulldog. He is going to be playing Doom, which I have never seen before. I've never seen Admiral Bulldog Doom.
Everybody always says, like, best set of ones, you have, like, the element of surprise and all that, you know? You can go for some pocket strat or something. I feel this could be our element of surprise right there. I mean, so far so good. We are surprised at least. Okay, that's a very bad title. Nahaz.
Wow. Nahaz. That's
he actually has played
I'm
6
in
matches
favor
with
of that. I'm surprised. I've not seen a single match with Bulldog on the Night Stalker.
Twice apparently in the last 4 weeks. So,
well, that's not very many times, let's be fair. Like, compared to Bulldog's other heroes, which he's played, like, I don't even know how many Prophet and Lone Druid heroes he said.
10 to 5 against the puck for Night Stalker. That is insane. Of course, you cannot dodge the Void. You cannot dodge the Crippling Fear. And I'm talking about the phase shift, of course. Looks like we have a bit of a shift, though. Loda has rotated onto the Night Stalker with a mid S4 on his Alchemist. Well, now
I'm really surprised about this.
Yeah, me too.
Because the thing is the only issue for me why you would swap these lanes, because, I mean, Night Stalker is a way better hero 1v1 versus a puck. You already talked about how the Alchemist stun is never going to hit puck. Yes, you can throw the acid spray down, but it won't do anywhere as near as much. Whereas Night Stalker, like you said, Crippling Fear and Void, they're both practically undodgeable. I think, technically, you're supposed to be able to dodge Void, but it's incredibly hard to do. I don't think I've even seen it happen. So I'm not sure why they'd go for this, and well, the Night Stalker is tankier than the Alchemist as well. He's got an extra 4 base armor, I believe. So any ganks that come in are gonna hurt him a lot. Are gonna hurt the Alchemist a lot more than they will the Night Stalker. So I'm a bit confused about this overall, to be honest.
Yeah, well, perhaps Kumis is going to be having some help from the stats here, because Puck has not been doing that well for Dendy. Only 6 games played, but
The battle begins.
2 of those won, so 4 of those lost. Let's see who gets lucky with the rune. It's actually bottom illusion rune. Aki will take that. That's a nice amount of harassment if they want to do it. Our lanes, by the way, are going to be Funnick on the offlane, of course, but it looks like we're going to see Puppy in an aggressive jungle. He's already picked up a smoke, so we might see him going a bit aggressive on the bottom lane straight away. Of course, we were already expecting a dual lane from Kuroki and from Avostir on the top lane. I really like that tail. The tail is just amazing. We also have got EGM sitting in the middle, already trying to make sure that S4 has a good start.
Yeah, he's going to really need this this good start versus the puck. He does have one major advantage in this lane, which is that he can just continuously pop off the acid spray. He's got a pretty bad animation on the Alchemist and not great base damage, but overall it's not going to be too bad for him. I was just a little bit worried about his life if we were actually seeing the defensive jungling, which it looks like Puppy is actually going to do. Yeah. So he does still have the option of looking for him, but so far he's not got any creeps to gank with, and he's definitely not got the nice imbalanced Harpy yet.
Yeah, that acid spray, by the way, is hurting Dendy so much right now. He has still got quite a bit of regen there, so that's good for him. But he might be struggling later on. Of course, the longer this game goes on, the less acid spray actually scales. It scales in, like, the damage itself. You still get the minus armor, which is the biggest factor in that case, but we'll see how he actually does here, because this is starting already to look very annoying for Dendy to deal with. And we could actually, with the rotation, we might actually see a first blood happen if there is not too much... well, actually with the lane constantly pushed out, it's probably pretty difficult to get this gank going. Ooh, they go for Bulldog though on the top lane.
Or something.
That's gonna be your first blood right there. That didn't even need a full... Well, Puppey rotated, but everybody knew that he was probably gonna be around there. Telekinesis, the stomp from the Centaur. Didn't really take that much to take down that Doom.
Yeah, Doom early on really suffers from the fact that he has essentially less than 1 base armor. It's something like 0.5 or something, his base armor. So he comes up as having 0 base armor, and before that he didn't actually have a stout shield. He had boots that pulled tangos, but he didn't have a stout shield. He was also working with a clarity, so he took a ton of damage there. And of course with Hervost's Lunar Blessing coming in, and the 3 heroes attacking him, he dies very quick.
Yeah. And there's not real much thing to do about that one. I mean, he's going back still. He did manage to get level 3 before he died, which is quite impressive. I'm still expecting him to rotate into the jungle though at some point, because he cannot really stop the Luna from farming, which is, you know, what you probably want to do, but we'll see. So far it is S4 that is I think doing the best of everybody. Of course Loda is free farming, that, don't get me wrong, I mean that's still there. But S4 is actually doing really well here up against Dendy. I just keep being surprised. Puppey comes in though. There will be a slow. The acid spray goes down. Let's see if they can take him down. The orb does actually quite do a lot of damage. Will Dendy jump forward? Yes, he will. He is going for it. And Chantra's already picked up though by EGM, and S4 still living. He might actually live. The bottle brought in just in time. The stun being charged up. Dendy, he'll have a phase shift. He'll be able to throw it out. Might still want to go for the kill, but doesn't matter. EGM gets punched by the Ursa. Still goes down, but at least he's able to get a double kill before he does. Oh my god, the Alchemist lives. The 2 heroes on the side of Na'Vi die. And that was a pretty big and not so useful dive coming off from them.
Yeah, they really overextended into that, and one of the issues you were seeing there is that the acid spray was working down the creep wave before they came in for the gank. So when they finally did come in, the tower actually ended up focusing Puppey, and he wasn't able to get the aggro from the tower onto any other units, so he just got focused down really quickly by that and the Visage, and died really fast. So maybe a bit of an overextension there. So far, it looks to me like Alliance are winning this laning stage, but it's relatively even still.
Yeah. I mean, Bulldog is not really getting all that much. If we compare that to Funnick, he is getting even less, I guess. Going for face boots, he's actually able to take some of the ancient creeps here. Of course, that's something that you can do with the Wind Ranger, which is great for him. Does leave Loda to free farm a bit more. There's also a Luna free farming though, and if we compare Luna and Night Stalker in terms of carry potential, Luna would win it. I'm not mentioning Alchemist right now, because Alchemist versus Luna is a whole different story. But that's not something that I was talking about. So, I mean, Luna is still going to be very scary later on, and she is also getting free farm. So she's 30 for 6 up against 34 rather, 34 for 11 for Loda on the bottom lane.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be about when Loda starts to try and rotate on his Night Stalker. You can see the whole first night, second night thing coming into play here. He doesn't rotate on the first night, and this is something that's been pointed out time and time again, is if you try to rotate in the first night, you simply don't have the items and XP to do it, even if you're running a safe lane Night Stalker who should be essentially free farming, which is what he's been doing right now.
Ooh.
But yeah,
they're gonna try again, middle lane. There's no bottle this time on S4, the courier is ferrying it back and forth. The smoke gank actually gets cancelled, as in they're not going middle anymore. Perhaps they can catch out Bulldog, they know where he is. Bulldog will find himself in the hands of Kuroki. Scorched Earth goes on, in comes Puppey, where's that Alchemist, wanting to help out. Telekinesis doesn't get him up on the cliff. In comes the stun, being charged up. Bulldog gets Dream Coiled, will be able to teleport himself out though, and a double stomp comes out. Soul Assumption already up on Kuroki, the slow on Puppey. Can they take at least one kill here? Kuroki will be picked off. S4 with another kill, and Loda, he came in with the Void. Puppey's Nature's Attendant's already gone, and at 1 level in Untouchable does not save him. 2 extra kills going the way of Alliance, and this time, no retaliation kill as Bulldog made it out alive.
Yeah, there was really nice reactions from Alliance then. You can see they were being they had one person being ganked. They brought in 4 heroes to deal with it. S4 came in, Loader even came in, EGM came in. This is something that is really, really essential against the Enchantress early on, because if she doesn't do well early in the game, she doesn't scale particularly well. I mean, she still gets impetus and stuff, but you've not really achieved the the primary focus of picking up the hero, which is get those early ganks off and get a couple of towers from it as well.
Oh, Aki might be in some trouble here. Nice ward blocking his exit, and EGM might be coming in, and Funnick is gonna go down. Well, that was a typical overextension, I'd say.
Yeah, he really went for a kill there, and that's a perfect situation for Aki to get out. You can see he has one of these Venomancer wards here, blocking off one of the ways through, so smart play from Ake there. Overdoing it from Funnick. Surprised he went for that. It's not surprising, because generally he's a very, very aggressive offlane player, but not so much when he plays the Windrunner. We've been seeing him so far, he's just sat jungle ancienting, and that's pretty much all he ever does on this this offlane Windrunner, so maybe not too comfortable with early ganking on the hero.
Yeah, I agree. It's just, it happens, I guess. I mean, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And I mean, the fact that EGM was around there didn't even make a difference, I feel. Perhaps he saw them and therefore went straight ahead. Couldn't, follow him down, but yeah.
Tower is under attack.
Well, that's another kill going the way of Alliance as Loda teleports himself in. Goes for a Vost here, perhaps. The Vost is already very low from that one Void. There comes the Silence, perhaps helping out, but there's a cell for a Vost. A stun from Alchemist up on 4. In comes the Eclipso. A Vost looking to turn it around. Dream Coil on 2. Loda, dead. Nice Dream Coil coming out indeed. Luna still gets picked off though. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Carry for carry. Who's gonna win this one? EGM looks to be the one to get picked up, making it 1-for-2. Na'Vi, they are the ones coming out ahead of this exchange. Even with the 4-man unstable concoction coming out from the Alchemist. Or perhaps S4 can do something against Funnick there. Nope, Funnick makes it out alive. Those phase boots helping his movement speed a lot. I guess.
That 4-hero stun.
Yes.
Wow.
That was insane. Oh, Puppy gets a bit of gold there. Oh, S4 charging up the stun. He knows where they are. Looks for the stun. Can he throw it out? Yes, he can. Punch! Kuroki dead. Funnick will be next. There is going to be a double kill for S4 indeed. S4, Chemical Rage. He'll be just peachy fine. Perhaps he's even able to get Puppy there. The stun comes out again. The Doom, the just level 6 up on Admiral Bulldog. He is able to help get the kill. Well, I just said it, the fight went to Na'Vi. Guess I was wrong. Oh, a Vost coming back in. He doesn't have an Eclipse. He has to be careful here. There's going to be another stun for S4 if he wants to, but more teleports coming in. He realized that he would be overextending if he goes for it, or perhaps he still goes for it, which just helps with the stun for helping Admiral Bulldog getting away. The Shackle doesn't latch. It looks like Bulldog will still go down. At least one extra kill going the way of Na'Vi, but they did just lose all their heroes apart from the Puck there on the top lane. Are you still there?
Yep, yeah, sorry. I was just reading the winning gist like 3 times over from the stats. But yeah, that's something that Nahaz has pointed out as well. Loda does not really play this hero anywhere as often as S4 does. Yeah. Plus, it's a good matchup generally for S4 going on the Night Stalker versus the Puck. So it's a smart move from Alliance. And one thing in both of those fights there that kept on happening is after the 4-hero stun, Alchemist turned on his Chemical Rage, and Na'Vi tried to focus him down as the second hero to kill in the fight. They couldn't do it, and they ended up using most of their mana, most of their spells, and a lot of their HP trying to kill an Alchemist who was essentially invincible. Didn't lose any HP from it, and then he came back in to go and pick up another 2 kills underneath the tower. So really, really nice play for S4 there. But just making use of the hero as well, making sure that he's a big presence in the fight, so that Na'Vi feel like they have to stop him.
I just want to point out that there are no Hand of Midases on the board. I just checked the couriers as well to see if they were carrying them, but no Hand of Midases. We have a 4-man smoke, by the way, coming off of Na'Vi, as we do have a lot of vitality boosters. 2 vitality boosters on the board. We'll see what they want to do with that. Na'Vi might be looking to gank the Alchemist still. What, Rod of Aethoses?
No, I want Vanguard to come back so that everybody can get really annoyed, because everybody says Vanguard is a horrible item.
Oh,
and
look at
really
this.
they just mean situational. or smoking for Roshan. This is a smart move from Na'Vi. They know they're a bit behind. This might get worked out from the side of Alliance, and it kind of looks like they know. In fact, it does definitely look like they know. They don't want to fight this with the Visage Familiars in that fight.
Under attack.
They would be outnumbered if they go in right now, so they're waiting for the rest to come. Luckily for them, Na'Vi doesn't have any minus armor. Alchemist is the first one to go in, gets ensnared, does still have the stun to throw it out, but he does go down at the stun, gets dodged, EGM, stunned up as well, will be picked up, the Doom up on a Vosto, at least Alliance get one, no, denied! Denied by the Windrunner. It is 2 down for Alliance and 1 denied hero on Na'Vi. Roshan, however, still standing. That is something that Alliance made happen. And buyback for Avos. Buyback for the Alchemist S4. They do not want to give up this Roshan. Neither of the two does. Visage could be back here in just a moment as well. The dire advantage doesn't really matter that much when the tier 1 tower mid on the side of Alliance is still standing. Aki has to be very careful though, because one power shot and he'll be picked up.
This is so dangerous for either of these teams to do it. Neither of them really has any of their big teamfight ultis that they had before. They've managed to get the chemical rage on the Alchemist. That's pretty much it. But it looks like Alliance are going to take this.
Oh, that minus armor from the acid spray doing the works there. Indeed, loaded with the Aegis. Now Puppey getting galed up, slowed down, taken down as well. Shackle will not latch. They're looking for more, looking for a Vost. Already silenced up. The Soul Subject comes out, and that's going to be another punch. Bulldog with a double kill, looking for Funnick and Kuroki. Funnick already dead. One more hit from the Visit to do it. Alchemist again with the stun. Will be stunned up himself. Can still throw out the stun though in the nick of time. Or can he not? No, he can't. Takes a lot of damage, and he will get picked off by the tower. Dandy jumps himself back in. Dream Coil on one. Loda's still alive, but he has an Aegis. He is not afraid to run around on 100 health. Pug dodges a Soul Assumption. Denny last one alive here for Na'Vi, for his team. Alliance picked up 1 by 1 after Alliance picked up that Aegis. And Alliance only losing the Alchemist for the second time, I guess. Or can they lose Bulldog as well? Bulldog with that Scorched Earth. He is regenerating so much right now. The Impetus might be doing the job, but Puppey landed the Impetus on EGM, not on Bulldog. And that allowed both of them to get away.
Really strong fight for Alliance there. And one thing is that this is a very, very different style of strategy we're seeing from Alliance this game than we normally see from them. I mean, let's be fair, the community generally calls them, you know, the top rat Dota team along with Fnatic, and they're not playing that at all. They're playing a very, very aggressive style. Like you said about Vitality boosters, we have already seen one turned into a Vanguard now on the Night Stalker, which is their safe lane hero. They're going to get a mech up on the Doom as soon as possible. And the Alchemist, well, we'll see what he's going for. I think Vanguard is kind of a waste because he already has enough regen. He just needs the extra HP pool. It's really nice to see Alliance coming back with something fresh because it was something they were known for. I mean, do you remember the teleport to level 1 Roshan that you couldn't stop without TPing yourself to mid as well? So yeah, this is really fresh.
It is indeed, and I just want to point out also that even though, like, there's been... Wait a second, the Darkness is popped. 22 kills in 15 minutes, but not a single tower dropped. That's what I wanted to point out. Looks like we're going to see a change in that, though, but Kuroki is going to die first. Trying to teleport himself out. The damage, though, it will be too much. There's 4 teleporting top, preventing his tower from going down, but it doesn't matter. The no deny coming in. 1 for 1 goes the tower score. As I just wanted to point out that there weren't no towers down, and then they pick up towers. They ruined my point. How dare they?
Yeah, well, Na'Vi at this point, they need to try and find themselves some of those tower kills, because, like we said before, they're working with a Luna, they're working with... Huh?
Vanguard.
Oh, more Vanguards. Alright, okay. Apparently there is a point in having a Vanguard on that hero. I just don't know what it is.
Rediscovering... Well, perhaps, I mean, they have the mechanism almost up on the Doom. Actually, they do right now. Same time as Puppey has his, though. But if you want to go end the game early, then this might be the way to go. Just have everybody very tanky. Like, if this game lasts for another 20-30 minutes, then yes. People are gonna regret their Vanguard because then they would have better had a heart. Or something like that. But they didn't go for Midas's. Nobody did, still. Just pointing it out. They have got Vanguards, early game items, that are really scaling very badly into late game. And perhaps so they don't want to have a very long game anymore. They're already looking to push down a tier 2. They find Puppey in the jungle though, but Kuroki looks to be saving his life. Or perhaps they will both go down as a result of that. Kuroki at least will indeed be picked up. Puppey, His Nature's Attendants already ran out. Soul Assumption comes in. Is there going to be another disable or a slow? That would be needed. The Void, the mechanism won't save his life right now. This will be a kill on Puppy. Should be. But the teleports, they go bottom. Because bottom is Doom picked up. Teleports out from Denny already. Loda coming in. Doesn't find Funnick anymore. He force-stops himself to the high ground. The 2 mech carriers do drop. But it's,
looks like a Vost is going down here as well.
Yep.
He did not find the right route to try and get out of here. Ran this way to escape from the side of Alliance. And the thing is, you said when was it Puppy and Kuroki were being ganked up in their own jungle there? You thought they would get away, but the issue for Na'Vi right now is that Alliance have picked up all these tanking items. They picked up a mech and 2 vanguards. Nothing's going to stop them. They're just going to keep running at you until you die. So, no matter how many good defensive spells you have, the issue for Na'Vi right now is, can we kill them? And they don't have a huge amount of burst damage at this point, at least not without Eclipse being up, and it's currently off cooldown. So, perhaps another opportunity for Alliance to just go aggressive, and you can see Loda's just in their jungle. He doesn't even care.
Yeah, he's done farming. He's got his Vanguard. Let's fight. Kuroki stealing the Void. It's gonna be a nice pick-up spell. I mean, yeah, the Eclipse was still used to take down Doom, so at least Bulldog still goes down and Na'Vi gets something out of that. But yeah, the aggression is so high right now. There's a Tier 1 tower still standing, 1 Tier 1 standing on each side. As Vos stood a bit too far on the wrong side of the Tier 1 tower. Gets forced out into safety by Funnick though. Funnick might be in some trouble. Loda does back off after seeing Dendy appear. But Na'Vi is gonna get forced to fight. There's no way Alliance is gonna back off. Perhaps after they've taken the tower. But even then, this is their playstyle right now. This is their game.
Dire's bottom tower.
They have the Vanguards. They want to fight. Vanguard's mechanism. Aegis still there, of course, as well. Even though it's gonna be disappearing soon. Nice Shackle coming out from Funnick. No initiation off the back of it, though. Spoolok does take a bit of a beating, but he will have the mech if need be. And, of course, the Scorchers for the regen. S4 throwing out a stun up on Puppy. Kuroki almost nuked back to death. Forced up into safety again. Down goes the Doom, actually. That is quite sad because he wasn't able to pop his Doom just yet. Another Soul Assumption up on Puppy, but nobody dies yet on Na'Vi, and it's Alliance that has to back out. I am not sure why they let the Doom get picked off. Perhaps they didn't really have a choice.
Yeah, their game plan has started to fall apart just a little bit in that last fight, and now Na'Vi are going to start rolling with this. They do have a fair amount of damage once people have got picked off. They might even try and get both Loader and EGM here. It depends if people are going to defend them or not.
Well, at least Kuroki dies, but it doesn't really matter. Oh, Aki, what are you doing here, buddy? He's a level 1 Poison Nova. It is going to annoy people, but I don't think it's going to kill people. Or Lessa can throw out a stun. And then S4 with the haste rune can indeed kill people. Oh, deny on 1 because the Gale was still active on that one. S4 running around a bit in his own SS Spray gets shackled in it too. In comes Bulldog again though, and he still has that Doom. He will be able to help fight. Who is he gonna put it on? Can he at least put it up on Kuroki, or is it not needed up on him? It's not needed up on him.
That attack speed on Puppy.
He does not like Untouchable. Puts the Doom up on Dendy, who's not able to jump towards his target, and gets forced back, but I don't think he's gonna die from this one. It's still level 1 Doom, I believe. So Dendy will be able to live through this. Puppy lived through it all as well. He could have doomed Puppy, and then at least one would have died, but nope. Now neither dies, and both make it back to base just fine. And that's your first Vanguard right there. Venomancer of Aki, 20-minute Vanguard.
It's a Midas.
Midas, that's what I mean.
You just called it Vanguard like
I
twice.
meant a Midas.
Sorry.
I meant Midas because we already had our set.
Okay.
We already have 2 Vanguards, but this is our first.
We should have more
Midas.
Vanguards. Everybody should get Vanguards.
Oh no,
This
please.
Vanguard says, I'm gonna run at people.
Well, I think they're done running at people for a while. They don't have an Aegis anymore, and they kind of lost their previous fight. The gold graph is still in favor of Alliance, but not by that much. Only 4k. Experience graph, even less difference, about 3k, 3.5.
Yeah, and a serious issue with running this kind of lineup is if you lose momentum, it is very, very hard to come back into the game. S4 doesn't have a single damage or farming item now. He's managed to pick up 3 levels of Grievel's Greed because he's very, very high level at this point in the game, but he's not managed to actually pick up any damage items or anything, so he's not going to be farming very fast. Nightstalker is, of course, well known to be kind of a bad farmer and is just there for farming enemy heroes. Their only real good farming hero left is the Doom, who has picked up a mech and some treads, so he's been on the offlane, so obviously he's not going to carry this game. So as long as Na'Vi can keep the next couple of fights going relatively even or in their favor, it could be very, very hard for Alliance to keep on getting kills.
Yeah, it's all gonna come, or at least a lot is gonna come down to this Roshan. If Alliance can take it again, that would be great. And Acid Spray comes out again. Also, that interrupts the Blink Dagger of Puck, so he reduces the chance he'll get ganked. They're still trying, but Dandy is sitting outside of range of that Acid Spray and can still jump himself in. In comes the Orb first. Scouts out the health that Roshan is on. Acid Spray is also being thrown out from Kuroki, by the way, because he stole that. That's a brilliant spell to steal, by the way. And actually, the Darkness is popped. S4 will end up stunning himself. Dandy still around here, face shifting himself out. Will be in some trouble though, but in comes a Dream Coil up on 3. Loda can at least run through it because he has got that BKB. Eclipse comes out from a Vos and a nuke takes him down as well. Aki with the double man Gale, Kuroki with the Doom on him won't be able to make it out. Funnick might be able to run away from this one, but he is slowed because of the Void, and he also will drop. That's 3 for 0. Looking for the 4th right here. Puppey still alive. Puppey no longer alive. That's 4 dead. Double kill for Loda, and Dendy the only one to make it out alive. And I did, yeah, he did actually make it out alive. And instead of
Dendy was
Roshan,
able to.
they go for towers.
Yeah, and I think this was the right decision here. I think Na'Vi should have just let them take the Roshan there. It's not an ideal situation, but you need that time to farm up. The Luna just doesn't have the HP to survive long enough in these fights. She was the first hero to go down in there, even though the first hero to be focused up was Dendy, who actually was able to get out of there just because S4... no, sorry, Loda. I keep on forgetting it's Loda going on the Night Stalker, but Loda went after him and he was the only one. So Dendy was able to get out, everybody else drops. They're still going to get a tower and a Roshan. Na'Vi may as well have just let them and tried to take some farm in the meantime.
Yep. And actually they seem to want to try to still go in with this, but they kind of fail. They are not in time, as Loda is actually just running at them. As you said, Vanguard just shouts that. Does back off in the end though, because his team has decided to back off as well, so no backup coming. Night Stalker is the 10th hero to build the Night Stalker's 10th Vanguard to build in pro play during... Oh, that's a lot, actually. Look at that. 3 heroes who build Vanguards in 6.79.
I don't know, I'm trying to think of them. I would guess, like... I don't know. It's a bit of an odd one. Nobody really builds Vanguard anymore, because everybody thinks it's terrible.
No, Bristleback.
Bristleback is a good one for building Vanguard on, definitely. And one that I have seen picked up a lot of times.
Yes. Just starting to think of others. Alchemist.
Alchemist is a relatively good Vanguard hero. The regen from it is kind of wasted, but I guess the rest of it's pretty useful. So yeah, I guess, maybe.
51 times. There we go.
Wow, that's a lot of Vanguards.
That's a lot of Vanguards. Who said it was a dead item? Not me. Nope. Never. Well, with this
everybody
Aegis,
thinks it's a dead item.
Yes, true. With this Aegis in the hands of Alliance, I mean, they have the I run at you kind of strategy going for them, with now also a Scythe of Vice for Visage, by the way, without a Hanamitis. I just want to point that out again. EGM does not have Hanamitis, and he does have a Scythe of Vice. But I feel like for them, it's just, you know, take down the last tier 2 towers and then try to see if they can go high ground. I don't think they want to delay this game all that much longer. As you said, they are not building any damage items. It's just defensive items to continue running at people. Maybe Night Stalker will now finish up as Basher, as he did pick up a Javelin already. So Basher should be next. But they've got BKBs, they've got Vanguards, they've got the Mechanism, and actually Doom also building towards his BKB, which... Talking about BKB, Vost does now also have his BKB, so he will be kind of scary. But look at that net worth difference, actually. 4 heroes of Alliance are higher than 4 heroes of Na'Vi, and only a Vost is able to keep up with the top of Alliance.
Yeah, this is a really, really big issue for Na'Vi, and the thing is, we say, you know, now Havost has got his BKB, he's ready to do some fighting. Well, he's still only on 1k HP. If you compare this to the Night Stalker, who of course is characteristically tanky, he's got 1.8k HP almost.
Yeah, Kuroki still at least able to get the kill on Venomancer, as we see Puppey in some trouble. The BKB helping out, dealing with that untouchable, and of course Kuroki couldn't get out of there. anymore either, because he tried to teleport an S4 through a stun on top of his head. So no hope for him. And on top of that, they pick off the Dire Courier. That is Navi's Courier. He had nothing in him. But nonetheless, a big pickup for Alliance, as with these 2 heroes dead, they're just gonna march on mid. They don't need their Venomancer, apparently. They might need their Basher, though. But that's good, because they have it on Loda.
Yeah, the Basher will really help with just locking down anybody, especially Dendi, who's been the one hero who's sort of always able to get away at this point. But, I mean, look at it, they just get orbed, and it's like they're taking no damage.
Mechanism does come out for it. It just allows them to continue bashing on this tower. Familiar is helping out a lot, of course, as well. That's already the tier 3 dead. Navi. They do have that BKB on a Vost. They just have to wait for the perfect timing for initiation. But to do that, they would have to walk through an acid spray. And on top of that, if they fight right now and they lose it, they would lose way more than just their middle racks. So they kind of want to hope that it's Alliance that backs off, so that they don't have to fight. It looks like
they
Alliance
do
is,
have some...
backing off. No, never mind. Sorry.
I think they're just going to wait for the next Chemical Rage, and then go up with the Alchemist. Oh, StarLadder! Yeah, that's a good one. StarLadder is a really strong initiator, and the sort of hero who really needs the extra HP, because he hurts himself.
Oh, there goes Dendi, and that means that he indeed goes down. A Vost, there he goes, BKB ult. The Doom comes in too late to stop that BKB from happening, and Bullock actually pays for that one. He goes down for it, and those bouncing blades. Doom dies, Alchemist almost dies, his Chemical Rage keeps him up. Aki tries to run for it, should be able to make it out alive, but Loda still in the midst of this. His Aegis kept him up, or brought him back to life, and he manages to get a couple of kills on the board. They are not able to get the racks though. And they will be forced out as Puck's Orb still snipes up the Venomancer as 4, charging up the stun, looking for a Vost, finds the vision. As the spray goes down, let's see if they can take him down. It looks like they can. A shackle up on S4, and actually a Vost stuck in the acid spray. There's no way. Oh my god,
nice
he gets denied by the neutral. Brilliant play from him. Aki, or Loda rather, goes for Dendi, but he's able to orb himself to the high ground. He is going to be just fine. Oh my god, that denied to neutral was brilliant. He's still dead though, so no defense from him for 50 seconds.
Yeah, they don't have him up, but they do still have a fair amount of good spammy anti-push. They have the Puck's Orb they can use it for. They have Fade Bolt as well as Power Shot. So they have a lot of magic damage that they can hopefully bring down the creep wave with. If Alliance were to have a pipe right now, this game would just end, because there's no way Na'Vi can actually stop the side of Alliance. I don't think they'll make a pipe, just because they want some items that can scale a little bit better. Because I think they just lost their opportunity to maybe break the base at this stage. But they're going to continue to pick up items now. They're going to continue to take map control and try and outfarm Na'Vi for a while.
Do you think that fight would have been won substantially, like, would have ended the game, perhaps, if the Doom was up on a Vost earlier, before he popped his Eclipse and BKB? Because the Doom was a bit redundant at that point.
Yeah, at that point, I mean, Luna was already on top of, like, 3 or 4... tanky melee heroes after the Doom had been popped off, so whether the Doom was popped off then or not, she was likely going down from that point, and she did a ton of damage in between times. So yeah, that fight could have gone really south if the Luna had been doomed earlier, hadn't managed to get her Eclipse or a BKB off, because she would have just gone back to Fountain.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, Alliance is not gonna stop there, he's just gonna go back mid. Why not? Why not indeed? Shaka will latch on S4, but he should be just fine. He might be taking a bit of a beating here, but his Chemical Rage should be allowing him plenty of opportunity to get back to full life in no time. Look at that regen, it's just insane. Stuns are being thrown off, they're just going for the racks. Range racks first, because they don't regen, they get him. And in comes the BKB, S4 wants to get the melee racks now too, just focusing completely, and there is your Doom up before the BKB, before the Eclipse, indeed forcing our Vost back. And even though they might not be able to kill him, they will be able to kill the racks, which is what they came for. They get the melee racks now as well. Shackle still up on Bulldog, stunned up as well by the concoction of Kuroki, and he will maybe be taken down. BKB mechanism, he runs for it with his shirt. The impetus is not enough. No kill happening here on this push, but the towers and the racks are still dead. Alliance recuperating, probably just gonna rotate top and do the same thing over again, unless they can take Roshan first, which we'll soon see how long it will take before he actually spawns.
Yeah, and you can tell us how long that will
44
take.
seconds.
Really? Oh,
Yes.
it came up on the right-hand
Yes.
side. See, this is cheating. I thought you were gonna, like, work out
Well, you could-
exactly by how much was being
You can see
moved
it
from
too,
the
because
Roche
there's
timer.
like, there's one dot, so that's 1 minute, and it's like 45 seconds is what I would have guessed.
Wow. Just wow.
It's a fairly easy clock if you actually know what it does. I guess it takes time.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that bad. It's not as bad as people make out. It's just the first time you see it, it just looks completely alien and
Yes.
nothing like a clock that you're used to, and then you're like, oh, okay, I understand now. But it still confuses me now and again.
Yeah, sometimes it's a bit awkward. I sometimes also have to think about it, how it actually works. But it's easier to just check the time because it does pop up the moment that that clock appears as well. Yules on a Wind Ranger. Let's take a look.
Dire's bottom
Yeah,
tower
1200
is
gold.
under
I mean,
attack.
Funnick, we haven't really seen... Well, we actually have seen quite a few shackles. They've mostly been defensive, though. They haven't been able to really fight. I guess that's the story of this game. Navi is for once... I mean, normally it's Navi that is forcing out the aggression. But they're just being forced into aggression all the time before they were actually ready for it. And that's just... It's a shame for them, but that's also the reason why we see not many initiations coming off of shackles from Funnick. But he's been doing a good job with those shackles.
Yeah, one issue for Na'Vi is they picked a lineup that was really thin on the ground. They don't have anybody who can really, go and take the fight to the other team, other than the Puck, which is a hero that really needed a good start to get an early Blink Dagger off to snowball from. And even then, he's not got a high effective HP. Neither does the Windrunner unless she uses Windrun, and even then she can be bursted down. Kuroki's easy to kill. Havost is easy to kill until he's got his BKB, and even now he's still a relatively easy kill. Everybody on the side of Na'Vi is just a little bit weedy for this game. And everybody on Alliance, apart from the Venomancer, can't really be initiated on very easily.
Well, Venomancer picked himself up an Ultimate Orb, so curious to see what he goes for with that. Normally you see, like, if Venomancer gets a lot of farm, you normally see some movement items, either to get into a fight and Gale and die, or to Gale, force staff yourself out of the fight so you don't die. Or blink in, force staff yourself out. But he actually seems to be going, like, I almost want to call it the Scythe of Ice, but EGM already has one of those, so I wouldn't be surprised if he actually picks up a Shiva's Guard. I wouldn't mind seeing that one. It's not
That would be
coming out
nice.
from-
I
that's- well, never
much
mind, that's
prefer
not
the
being built
idea
with
of
that
the
item.
maneuverability. Yeah, I
Never
was.
mind that.
I do
I
want to
was a
point
bit
it out a
confused
second
there.
time,
Never
but
mind.
it's fine. No, Shivas would be good. Let's go with it. It's fine.
You can
Lincoln's
just
is a bit.
drop the Ultimate Orb. Go for Shiva's.
I don't know. I guess it's gonna be a sheepstick. I mean, having two of them is always better than one. You know, it's not the sort
It's
of.
true.
It's not like an aura item
It's
where
true.
you're worrying about stacking it.
But there's
And it
already
looks like
so
it is
much
gonna be a
disable
Lincoln Sphere.
coming. I mean, there's
So-
a Doom on one, so that's one person out of play. There's a Silence up on the other for Loda. There's the Scythe of Ice, and there's an Alchemist on. That's already four disables, kinda. Sort of disables.
Yeah, that's really hard to fight into the side of Alliance right now. They just have such a tanky lineup with so many nukes and such. It's really hard to choose who to initiate on. Obviously, Loda's not a good choice. Neither's Bulldog, neither's S4, but nobody else is in range to initiate on.
They just bashed down a tower. Nobody is able to do a single thing but just stand by and watch. At some point they will be forced to fight though, but I guess that's only gonna happen after alliances try to acquire themselves the Roshan, because they are heading for that right now. It's a Lincoln's for Aki. The ultimate support item that you can just put up, the one that's going high ground to take the tower, so no more shackles coming for that target. Put them on.
I'd actually completely forgotten about that. Now I kind of support the Lincoln's thing, because it is going to, I was saying before, it's really hard to choose who to initiate on. Now it just
No.
makes it even more difficult. And
Talking about initiating.
Well, Na'Vi
Whoa.
are doing what they
Hello,
can,
puppy. What
but-
are you doing there? BKB turned on by Bulldog. He's looking for a Vost. Finds him too. Hex and Doom. A Vost. He drops. Looking for Poppy still, who's turned on his Nature's Attendants. They were almost running out though, and he's the only one of his team left behind to die. Roshan taken by Alliance. The rest of Alliance, I think Danny, he has to try this. He has to try and snipe this, but he can't do it because the Gale came out. And that stopped his blink, meaning that he had to throw out an orb and he couldn't get it anymore. Brilliant Gale from Aki. Just stopping the attempt at, like, before it even happened. Because he needs to try, because with this Aegis down, on Alliance, How is Na'Vi gonna defend their base? I actually think that with that Aegis in the hands of Alliance, it's GG.
Dire's bottom barracks.
This was their
Yeah,
only
I
chance.
agree. There's no real way that the side of Na'Vi can actually stop the side of an Alliance right now. Everybody on their team is just so tanky, and Na'Vi don't have any major damage right now. I mean, look, Alchemist is shackled up, and Na'Vi are afraid to even go in.
Bottom barracks has
Yep.
fallen. Dire's top tower
Let's take
is
a look
under
though.
attack.
I mean, one Rex, or second Rex down, I should say. Navi's not calling it just yet. They have hope. Perhaps they're not going for Rapier up on a Vos. That would be one of the things, you know, that you would look at, Desperation Rapier, but no, it looks to be a Butterfly for a Vos who is already silenced up. The Hex up on Puppy. No untouchable for him. The nuke's already come out. They don't commit though. And there's still an Aegis up on Alchemist. Just gonna run up the high ground. Just bash on the tower. Why not? Lincoln's up on Lodo. Turned on his BKB as well. Goes for Puppy. One more hit needed, but Puppy Max and force stops himself the base. He'll be living. Loda actually will be living as well. For the moment, will he actually? Yes, he will. It is a Vos that dies. Bulldog and Co. Oh, 4-man Dream Girl. Nicely done, but what good is that gonna do? Maybe they can kill a support. Yay! Sorry.
You just celebrated Ake's death. That's pretty... That's
But
pretty
they gotta
mean.
support. The GG is called though. They cannot fight this. The constant going in and weaving in and out of the fight from Alliance and not being able to pick them up. It is excruciating. Na'Vi tap out. That means that Na'Vi actually lose their first game that they play in Star Series. They go to a 1-1 score, considering they had a free win up for 4FC disbanding. And Alliance remains unbeaten in Star Series. We will see if they can hold on to that, because they'll face another very tough opponent later tonight. It will be Fnatic, who first we will see going up against Relax, formerly known as Poseidon. It might be that the game already started. We will find out. If it is, we'll jump on to the Dota TV and we'll cast it from there. But we'll be right back with our third game of the night. Of course, this was Na'Vi vs Alliance. You were watching StarLadder Star Series. It is day 10. This was game 2. Let's move on to the third game.